All right, so I'm going to be doing another comic review from a book sent to me by my friend Chris. Chris, thank you once again. And we're going to go with some Image today. We're going to be talking about Stray Dogs. Stray Dogs was a comic that came on my radar, and I asked Chris to look for this for me. Sometimes I'm like, hey, can you look for this for me, if that's okay? And he's like, yeah. And the reason why I asked for this one was because this comic specifically was actually something my girlfriend read. This is something that my girlfriend had read, and she really adored it, and I was really curious about it, especially the premise, and I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, I asked Chris, like, hey, if it's okay, can you hunt for this for me? So he did. And Chris, thank you once again from the bottom of my heart, bro. And yeah, so Stray Dogs, what is this about? This is not like an IP. This is not like something else. This is a wholly original Image book, and it's done by Tony Fleecs, who most of you guys know best as, like, he's the artist and writer for, like, he did IDW Powerpuff Girls. He's done a lot of cartoon-esque art, and the artwork here is cartoon. Like, it is straight up cartoony. Like, what's a good image for you? Here we go. Yeah, like, isn't it so nice? It's very Disney-esque. It's all, like, very nice and all that. Tony Fleecs does a lot of kid comics, but you kind of notice there's, like, this undercurrent of dread in this image. So, what is this comic about? The comic follows a young pup named Sophie who has been brought to her new home with a bunch of other dogs of apparently strays, and Sophie has been brought by this new master who has a few rules, such as don't go into one room, and also don't try to leave. And at the same time, Sophie is trying to piece together how she got here, as well as, she's also trying to figure out what happened to her or to her previous owner. So yeah, it turns out the person that's been kidnapping all these dogs and a quote-unquote strays is actually a serial killer. And Sophie and these other dogs don't realize. And you may be thinking, oh, they stopped the serial killer right out the gate. They're trying to, like, formulate a plan. No, that's not the case. See, dogs have this thing where they have a long-term memory, where, like, they remember certain smells, where to go to sleep, all of that. But they don't have a short-term memory. Dogs don't have that. So Tony Fleecs basically plays with the idea of having a dog, like a dog comic centered around the idea of, like, dogs don't have short-term memory, so they cannot remember for the life of them what just happened. It's not like Goldfish level, but yeah. So Sophie is like, yeah, I thought, I lost my lady, I lost my owner, and I think this guy's the reason for it. So the dogs don't understand that because they're all were originally owned by this guy's victims. It's very much like it's a twisted horror book, and it gets progressively darker through the 5 issues. It just, like, I don't want to spoil it, it just gets progressively darker. It starts out like, oh, it's kind of this uneasy mystery, but at the same time, you just then remember something's just wrong here. Like the first issue, and it goes cycling further and further downward into this, like, death spiral of, yeah, this doesn't feel like, none of this feels right, and I feel uneasy. And yeah, the dogs are really cute and adorable, but you also, like, get scared for them. Yeah. Also, a side note, I really also like the horror variant covers for the comic. I really enjoy that. Like they do horror movie posters for some of the variant covers. Like, you got Pet Sematary and Silence of the Lambs. You have like Annabelle and Demons. Demons was the one that made me go, oh shit, Demons, that's a deep cut. I like that. And what was the next one? Oh yeah, Friday the 13th. Tony Fleecs is a great artist. I think he's a solid cartoon artist. And again, this really gives this kind of, like, twisted look at a Disney film. There's also other comics which are part of this universe that I want to read. Like, there's another one, like a sequel/prequel called Dog Days, which focuses, from what I understand, is that Dog Days basically focuses on the other dog's previous owners. It's like a horror prequel. And then there's a sequel called Ferals, which focuses on stray cats. So there's a whole little universe of these. This comic is not for kids. I think I've said enough, but like this comic is in no way, shape, or form for children. Do not get this for if you have kids or you're too young to read this. Do not read this. It's way too. It's violent. It's brutal. And I think it's a little too intense. But if you want to read something like just off the beaten path of like it's a Disney story gone to hell, here you go. This is your comic right here. So, yeah, I highly recommend Stray Dogs right out the gate. Like this is a solid horror story, but with a cartoon twist to it almost. Yeah. This Forbes review, this review did say it best. What do you get when you crossbreed Silence of the Lambs and All Dogs Go to Heaven? You get Stray Dogs. And I cannot think of a better review than that. Like, the best way to sum up this comic. So yeah, if you've read Stray Dogs, let me know in the comments below. And Chris, thank you once again, brother, for this book, and as well as the others. And yeah, once again, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.